Deemed missing. Idaho authorities have admitted to not actively looking for Terrence, even with suspicious circumstances surrounding his disappearance. Was a 26-year-old freelance television producer working on location for the Discovery Channel series Gold Rush * when he vanished into the woods near Penman Mines in the Oro Grande area of Idaho. He was never heard from again. A native of Capitol Heights, Maryland, Terrence graduated from the University of Maryland in 2013 and spent several years living abroad. While working on productions around the world, including in remote locations, his career was promising, and aside from a stated desire to travel less and settle down, Terrence seemed to be happy, responsible, intelligent, and well-adjusted. Terrence was close with his family, which included his mother and father, as well as 3 siblings. He also kept several friends from his work on multiple television shows. Fellow producer Rochelle Newman said of Terrence, "The day Terrence went missing. Terrence had just arrived in Idaho to join a 12-person crew from Raw TV that was producing a documentary series for the Discovery Channel. To say that he planned to cut his time on set short in order to travel home to Maryland on October 10. Leaving a job several weeks early was unusual for Terrence. But he explained to others at Raw TV that he wanted to visit his mother who was ill. As the shoot was winding down on the evening of October 5, Terrence told someone on set that he needed to relieve himself. Then, he dropped his radio on the ground, jumped over the edge of a steep hill, and ran down the hill until he disappeared into the neighboring forest. At least 2 witnesses saw his bizarre behavior, and after briefly chasing Terrence to try to locate him, the crew reported Terrence missing to local authorities. Because it was getting dark by the time the missing person report was filed, a full-scale search did not start until the next morning. The search included both ground and air resources, as well as dog teams. But after 7 days, when they still hadn't found even a trace of Terrence. Terrence's behavior seemed strange to those who knew him, especially his family. His mother stated, "At the time he disappeared, Terrence was described as a 26-year-old black male, 5 feet 9 inches tall, 130–150 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. He had a black oval tattooed on the inside of his left wrist. He was wearing a light brown sweatshirt and black cargo pants." Still missing after nearly 4 years. After the initial search turned up nothing, investigators began to run out of leads, and the case eventually went cold. The sheriff's office indicated that there was no evidence of foul play. But Terrence's family believed there was more to the story than Terrence simply running away. There was a dispute between Terrence's parents and Raw TV about how Terrence was treated by the rest of the crew, particularly associate producer Simon G. Terrence's father speculated that, but the sheriff was not able to confirm that any mistreatment or foul play had occurred and chalked up the family's concern to them being upset about their missing loved one and wanting someone to blame. The 911 call from the night Terrence went missing reported that Terrence had been dealing with emotional problems before his disappearance, categorizing his behavior earlier that day as a mental breakdown. Terrence's family and friends were adamant that Terrence had never previously suffered from mental health issues, so they were skeptical about the claim from the 911 caller. Terrence's parents hired a private investigator for some time, but the re-investigation did not turn up any new leads, and they claim that Raw TV stopped responding to their calls as well. Where the case stands today. Terrence's case is still technically open. But according to former Idaho County Sheriff Doug Giddings, "The sheriff's office does investigate tips as they surface." Terrence's parents started a GoFundMe page in 2020 to raise money for an ongoing attorney and private investigator fees. Terrence's father summed up the feeling of not knowing what happened to his son for all these years. "Anyone with information regarding Terrence Woods Jr.'s mysterious disappearance should contact the Idaho County Sheriff's Office at 208-983-1100. Source 1. Source 2. Source 3. Source 4. Source 5.